I told you about the two Northern Ireland call-ups, but there is another one. Can you guess what it is? No, it's not Murray Wallace. It's Dadi Bodvarsson. And he's only been called up to a professional squad for Iceland. So they might have to whittle it down and he might get sent packing. And they have games against Romania, World Cup qualifying games against Romania, North Macedonia, and Deutschland. So, tough games there. And wouldn't it be amazing if Dadi Bodvarsson scores goals against Germany? That would be amazing. Anyway, so there you go. 3 internationals during this international break. And yeah, well deserved. Moving on now. So I speculated yesterday about playing a Premiership team, Leicester City, in the Carabao Cup might mean a bit of a change in the starting lineup, and one of the journalists has put that to Gary Rowett, and he said no. And this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, and they say Millwall keeper set to keep starting spot for EFL Cup tie against Leicester City. George Long is set to keep his starting spot for Millwall's EFL Cup tie against Leicester City next month. The Lions were drawn against the reigning FA Cup holders when the third round draw took place yesterday night. Rowett made 7 changes for Tuesday's 3-1 win over Cambridge United. Goalkeeper Long, signed on a free transfer after leaving Hull City, has started both matches in that competition. So far, he has played understudy in the Championship to Bartosz Białkowski. Asked if drawing high-profile opposition would change his selection process for the tie at the Den, Rowett replied, "You saw the other night that West Brom put out a very much changed side against Arsenal. We had a very, very strong team, and you saw the result, a 6-0 defeat. You either put out a team to protect the team that is starting the next game, and then you run the risk against those opponents of getting heavily turned over. It's more about taking each game in isolation. There are certain things you can commit to. For example, if Longy hasn't started in the league, then for me he plays in these cup games. That's a commitment you have to think about beforehand. He'll play regularly. Who plays in the rest of the team is hard, because you need energy and ability to keep up with the athleticism that those players have. We performed well against Portsmouth and Cambridge to get to this round, but you need to get the right blend. It is an easier question to answer as we get closer to the game." So he's basically saying there, he's saying if George Long isn't starting in the league, then he will be playing in this cup. So that's quite a good answer, because he's basically saying George Long has a chance of starting in the league. He's not putting him down by saying, oh, he's the permanent understudy. He's saying he's got a chance to actually play in the league, because our league form's not that good. And even though that's not really laying at the feet of Bart Białkowski, it's probably due to our defensive injuries. But that was a good answer there, I think, to saying if he's not starting in the league, then he's going to play in the cup games. That is a very, very good answer. Now, moving on now, also londonnewsonline.co.uk, we have this story. So Millwall duo set for loan exit before summer transfer window closes. So Millwall striker Isaac Oloafe and centre-back Alex Mitchell are both set to seal loan moves for Tuesday's transfer deadline. Oloafe scored 14 goals in 37 appearances for Sutton United last season as he won promotion to Mitchell, who signed a new long-term contract earlier this week, made his senior debut for the Lions in Tuesday's 3-1 EFL Cup win over Cambridge United. Millwall manager Gary Rowett has previously talked about interest from EFL clubs in the pair. Mitchell spent the end of the previous campaign on loan at Bromley as they reached the National League playoffs. Oloafe was set to be given a chance to impress in pre-season, but injured his groin during the club's training camp in Scotland and has not featured since. He is still probably a week or two away from fitness, but I still think he will probably go on loan, said Rowett. We have had a meeting today in which we will discuss Isaac. He will definitely get more game time out on loan, and that is what you need to think about in terms of the development of young players. If he's been fit, it would have been easier to gauge whether he would be with us. There will be some caveats if he does go on loan. He won't be able to go and play straight away. He would have to build up his match fitness like he would here. You could see when Alex came on the other night that he has got real good qualities and a lovely physicality, but he also showed a real humility. He is a player who's desperate to do well, and you could see that in his interview afterwards. He was excited to be taking his first step on the professional ladder. We want him also to get game time. We'll look at the best options for them, at least until January, and hope they go out and get some game time. That will put them in a far better position to challenge for a place in our team. Isaac is a challenge because he's got so much to offer, but it would be a shame for him or Alex to sit around for 20 games when they could be playing 20 games. Okay, so it seems next Tuesday is the deadline. I believe it's 11 PM, or it might be 11 PM, Tuesday the 31st, so that's the day after Bank Holiday Monday. Not long to go now. 5 days to go. So it seems moves are being made. Moves are afoot. The game is afoot, dear Watson. Alex Mitchell set to go on loan, and Isaac Oloafe set to go on loan. Interesting to see where they end up, what league they're in, and interesting to see how they get on, if they do as well as Tyler Burry and Hayden Muller. So we will see. We'll watch that with keen eyes as the season goes along. So, hang on. What's this here? News at Den. Mill could add defender to transfer wish list after injuries limit options. Isn't Alex Mitchell a defender? Why are you looking to sign a defender when you have a defender and then you're going to loan out your defender? Stop saying defender. Does that make any sense to anyone? Maybe they're looking for a different type of defender, which I mentioned, I think it was in yesterday's video, maybe the day before, that is still looking to sign an attacking player. And I was looking at the team thinking, where are they going to go? Where the hell are you going to get an attacking player in this team? You're going to drop Saville? How are they going to play? And I did mention that basically, if we sign a right wing back that's as good or better than Scott Malone is on the left, then that's one place where the attacking player could go in and probably make a claim for a place. Marlon Romeo is not doing it at all. He's faded away quite badly. McNamara apparently injured, and even though he plays well, he's not on the caliber of Scott Malone. So maybe we bring someone in to do what Scott Malone does at the right wing back, and then Danny McNamara goes back to bit part player. We don't know, but it seems, let's have a read of this and see what the frig is going on. Millwall have added a defender to their wish list in this transfer window, but time is running out. It's tick tock as they aim to further strengthen their squad. In the space of 1 week, Gary Rowett lost Sean Hutchison, Danny McNamara, Ryan Leonard to injury, and Marlon Romeo was absent from the squad through injury for the 3-1 win over Cambridge United on Tuesday. The first two are expected to be out for up to 6 weeks, but the Lions hope Leonard won't be absent for more than 2 weeks. Millwall prioritised the centre-back and the centre-forward this summer and signed Daniel Ballard on loan from Arsenal and Benik Onfobi on loan from Stoke City. The Lions already wanted one more attacking player, but may now need to add to their defence in the short term. Rowett's preferred system is a back three, but with Hutchison and Leonard out, he only has 4 centre-backs. The problem for Millwall is they need to move players on before they can recruit, but the market has been slow this summer as teams struggle financially after having no gate income for more than a year. Okay, so that seems like he's gone on to sign a centre back. The way that's written there, but he's loaning out a centre back. Who are the centre backs? So Murray Wallace, Jay Cooper, Danny Ballard, Alex Pearce, and Alex Mitchell. That's 5 centre backs. So they're really not even counting Alex Mitchell, as we've just seen in the previous story. He's already been earmarked to go out on loan. So we've got a massive defensive injury crisis, and you're going to loan out one of the centre backs. Hi. What genius. What absolute genius. The problem for Millwall is they need to move players on before they can recruit, but the market has been slow this summer as teams struggle financially after having no gate income for more than a year. Mill's last signing was George Saville from Middlesbrough at the start of July. The transfer window closes at 11 p.m. on August 31. Rowett admitted his recruitment team are now looking at the defender market after those injuries. I think that's an area we probably need to strengthen, certainly short term, said. Rowett said it's something we're looking at, and the forward option is something we've spoken about previously. But we still want to try to bring a player in there. Again, we need to balance things off to bring one in, so to bring 2 in means a little bit more work, but it's something we're looking at. Rowett was asked if he expects the window to be busier over the last few days. He replied, being really honest, I've got no idea. This transfer window has proved to be really unpredictable. There's not been very much movement from any clubs. We are one of the clubs who have done as much as anyone. Everyone's expecting the last week to be a little bit busier, but I've heard people say that before, only for not much to happen. I think we'll just see how much COVID has affected budgets. What teams are able to do, we'll see, but certainly we're working hard to remain active to make 1 or 2 more signings. Whether we do that in time, time will tell. That literally makes no sense to me. Why are you loaning out Alex Mitchell when we've got injury crisis? That literally makes no sense. Keep him at the club. And then here's the thing. In January you can loan him out. And he can play again. You loaned him out in March for the Bromley. You can loan him out in January. Keep him on the bench. Play Pearce or play Alex Mitchell. You could do a job against Blackpool. I really don't understand what the fuck is going on here. We've got so many defenders injured and you're fucking loaning one out, and then you're gonna sign another one. What defender are you gonna sign? I mean, I've heard some clickbait website linked us with Scott Dan, like 35-year-old Scott Dan. So really that's the caliber of player you're gonna sign. Basically, you're probably gonna sign someone on a contract, 6-month contract till the next. You're going to sign a free agent, or you're going to get someone on a loan till January. For why? Just keep Alex Mitchell and loan him out in January. He can play his 20 games at the end of the season, and clubs will probably be more desperate for a decent player like Alex Mitchell. What is going on here? What is going on? Let's move on now to this. So, Millwall boss is optimistic about good news on his injured players after next international break. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Gary Rowett is expecting all of his sideline Millwall players to be closing in on returns from injury after the international break. The Lions are missing Ryan Leonard, Sean Hutchinson, Mason Bennett, Danny McNamara for Saturday's home game against Blackpool. Rowett has already indicated that he would like to add at least one more signing before Tuesday's transfer deadline, but since then he has also seen his defensive options depleted. Injuries are part and parcel of the game, and after the international break, I'm hoping Hutch won't be a million miles away. He's making good progress, said the Mill boss. Mason won't be that far away, Danny isn't the same, and Ryan should be fit. Bringing Mason into our forward line, it looks very different. Where is he going to go? Can only play 11 fucking players. Danny, Hutch and Lenny are important players for us. I still believe we need that bit more in the position I've already spoken about, a little more creativity and a bit of attacking flair. That's something I like. But at the same time, I'm sat here feeling there's more to come from Conor Mahoney, Tom Bradshaw and Smudge. As had an opportunity, we know how effective he can be. It's certainly not like I'm going to complain if nothing happens. We have got a team that has already proved it can be very competitive in this division. Not this season, it hasn't. It really hasn't. The two teams that we could have got results against, we drew. We lost to the good teams that we played. And the two games in the Cups, we conceded the first goals in both of them. The two League One teams. And even though we came back and won the games, we conceded the first goal. One of them in like 4 minutes and one in like 30 minutes. So we ain't competitive yet. I would like to fucking see us be a bit more competitive, but it ain't happened yet this season. So there you go. That's it for today's Daily Millwall video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.